call the meeting to order, please. This is the regular governing board workshop for February 23rd. Meeting, what did I say, workshop? Meeting, okay. We do have, let's see, let me start over. Welcome to the meeting. If you would stand with me and say the Pledge of Allegiance, please.
Maybe we could go on.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. All right, we are missing two directors with excused absences, but we still have a quorum, so we can still conduct business. And the first order of business is approval of the minutes from the January 26th regular meeting. Are there any changes or corrections? No, then they will stand as written. Okay. I would like to recognize the spring 2023 torch class. If you're in the torch class, would you stand up, please? All right. Good job. For those of you that don't know, Torch is our academy that you learn everything you possibly want to know about Sun City West and its operations. And I highly encourage all of our residents to attend. Okay. Next order is filing for the January 2023 financial report. Director Rhodes.
The January 2023 financials have been reviewed, and they've been accepted by the Budget and Finance Committee, and they've been filed.
Okay, thank you. New business, we have a couple of motions that we need to go through. First one is Director Davidson.
Per recommendation of the Properties Committee, I move that the governing board approve the revisions to policy FA02 at section 2.0, naming rights, donations, memorialization, naming and advertising guidelines as redlined.
Do I have a second for that? All right, Roberta, would you tell us a little bit about what this change is, please?
I believe it was 2 years ago, we passed a new policy on donations and commemorating somebody. And originally, the document was put under appendices, under the RR&Ps, and it has been moved out under the quick links page on the governing board website. So
Okay.
it's easier accessible.
Okay, great. Are there any questions or comments from the directors? Okay, we'll call for a voice vote. All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? All right, that passes. Director Vines.
Per recommendation of the Sports Pavilion Bowling Committee, I move that the governing board approve the in-gross revisions to policy B04, bowling leagues, as redlined.
All right, do we have a second? All right, Kay seconded. Lisa, will you tell us a little bit about what this does?
Give me 1 second. Mine appear to be out of order, and I seem to be missing. Harry and packages are not complete. Oh. Okay.
Here.
Thank you. For some reason, our packages aren't complete this morning. Thank you, Director Hurley. So for B04, we were just having some language issues for the leagues. So what we did is we went to 3.0 for leagues, and we just added Karen had a pointer, correct? Yes. A pointer to refer to policy B02 / section 3.0 / subsection 3.1 for residents versus non-resident bowling, just to make sure that the residents understand that the residents have priority over non-residents.
Okay. Any comments or questions from the board?
Thank you.
All right, we'll call for a voice vote. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, that passes. Let's see, we go back to Director Rhodes.
Per recommendation of the Budget and Finance Committee, I move that the governing board approve engrossed revisions to policy FI 12, investment of association funds as redlined.
All right, we have a second from Director Leary. Dick, will you tell us what this does?
There's two issues. One is very minor. In 1.0, the policy calls, it says the association's board of directors. We don't have a board of directors. We have a governing board. It's semantical, but once we identify it, we really need to change it. And the other one is actually codifying what we're already doing. We have a professional investment advisory firm that we work with very closely, and they do a formal presentation to the Budget and Finance Committee quarterly. And what we've done is we've incorporated their briefing to the Budget and Finance Committee into our policy. And that's in section 4.2.
Okay, any board comments, questions? No, okay. We'll take a voice vote on this. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, I just want to add an editorial comment to FI 12, and that is, if you're interested in how we invest our funds, please read the entire policy, not just the first two lines. Thank you. All right, we're back to Director Vines.
Thank you, President Hurley. Per recommendation of the Sports Pavilion Bowling Committee, B&F Committee, I move that the governing board approve the fiscal year 2023-2024 proposed bowling pavilion and bowling rates for consideration in the development of the fiscal year 2023-2024 operating budget, understanding that the rates may be altered to optimize the final budget.
All right, Jack seconds the vote. Lisa, will you tell us what this is for, please?
We were presented by Barry Hardesty and our CFO Cliff Schwann to the bowling committee, some rate changes which affect guest and non-resident, and three-game league play for minor rate increases in the amount of basically quarters and 50 cents for the fiscal 23-24 budget.
Okay, are there any questions, comments from the directors? Okay, I'll call for a voice vote. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, that passes. Let's see, Director Steineben.
Per recommendation of the Golf Committee, I move that the governing board approve the fiscal 23-24 proposed golf rates to consideration in the development of the 23-24 operating budget, understanding that the rates may be altered to optimize the final budget.
Do I have a second? Kay seconds it. All right. Harry, will you tell us what this is, please?
Okay, the proposals that was brought to the committee and which is coming forward is increased peak season public green fees. This is for the non-members, $7, $4, and $2 October through May, which will have about a $300,000 impact on the budget. Increase residence rate $1 across the board October to May, which will have effect about $170,000. Unlimited and public frequent play card pricing will be reviewed. Range balls increased to $3 for $30. That's from $2 to $3, so it'd be a $1 increase. Would still have the key option at the same price. And then beer prices to increase $10 to $13 a pitcher and $3 to $4.50 a can, depending upon the types. And according to Pat, it's about will be about $1 increase.
Okay. Any comments or questions from the directors?
I do.
Roberta?
Well, I was, this is fine, but like bowling compares the rates per year. It would have been nice to have this compared with current year. And it's easier for me to visualize it if it's a chart.
Okay. I know golf has done that in the past, but it would be good for bowling. You could request Barry to do that if you would, Director Vines. Show a comparison of proposed changes versus this year.
Yeah.
So we see what the changes are. Okay.
Pat nodded his head yes.
All right, Lisa, did you have a comment?
I did, thank you, Director Hurley. I'm not sure who this question is gonna go to, if it's Cliff but it seems like from what we saw at BNF to these numbers, what was presented, there might be some differences for what was recommended to the golf committee and then what was presented at BNF. Was there a little bit of fluctuation in these numbers, Cliff?
Is this on? Okay. Which numbers are you referring to?
So there was a little confusion on the pitchers and then the cans and then also the range balls.
Yeah, that's what, as far as the prices are consistent with what was presented at BNF.
Okay, and then the one thing that I don't, sorry, I don't know if that was me or you, sorry about that, I apologize. The one thing that I don't see here was the key for the range balls. I'm sorry, I can't see you, but where there was discussion about the key for the range balls, or now I think with the new machines, it's gonna be an actual card.
Right.
Was there gonna be an increase in that, or?
There's no increase in
We're gonna leave that.
the key price
Okay, super,
for the balls.
great, thank you, appreciate it.
You're welcome.
Okay, just an editorial comment on one of the slides that you showed to the BNF. It looked like it was saying beer pitchers are going from $10 to $13. But what it really was, regular beers are $9, they're going to $10. And the premium beers were $12 going to $13.
Yes,
So-
sorry. But yeah, you're correct. I'll clarify that on future presentations.
Okay, thanks.
Yep.
All right, any other comments?
Thank you, President Hurley, for clarifying that.
It's an important subject.
It is, because I was hit up by mini golf players asking about that.
Okay, any other questions or comments on this motion? Okay, we'll take a voice vote. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, the motion passes. All right, that concludes the official business that we have. And I must say, these regular meetings go fairly quickly because a lot of the work is done at the workshops and at the committee levels. So once it gets to the board, the recommendations are fairly clean and they've been thoroughly discussed previously. So that's why we kind of whip through these a little bit. Okay, I'm going to go to director comments. Roberta, do you have any comments? Harry? Lisa?
No.
Jack? No.
I'm going to shamefully ask for your, or at least invite everyone to the Budget and Finance Committee. We're in the middle of beginning our negotiations and reviewing the budget. So we have a very nice crowd here this morning, but I would like to invite you back to go through at the Budget and Finance Committee as well. And that would be on next, I think it's the 7th. Yeah, March 7th. Yeah, thank you.
Okay. Okay, I don't have any other comments than what I've already made. We're going to have a comment from our general manager right now.
Thank you, Mr. Hurley, and good morning, everyone. I do want to share with you what was shared with me this morning when I entered the office, and it's not terrific news, but we do need to get this out to our membership. We have several software companies that we deal with in all of the things that we take care of throughout the operations of the organization. Audience View is a system that we sell tickets through Stardust Theater, as well as our special events that we do at Sun City West. The software product was impacted with a malware. It affects our credit cards and people paying by credit cards. So if you have purchased a ticket over the month of February, chances are your card may be jeopardized. So please pay attention to that. It is not good news. This is never something you want to ever walk into. As soon as the incident was discovered, Audience View did take immediate steps to remove the malware, and they are implementing safeguards against any unauthorized activity. The malware in question was removed February 21. They're in the process of identifying the list of potentially impacted users on our end, and they will be notified of their potential impact. Beginning today, they will begin the process of circulating out notices to any potential impacted end users. And it's important to understand that this is specific to Audience View. It has nothing to do with our golf course operations. It has nothing to do with TAG, our membership scheduling, or tours of anything like that. So it's really on our special event ticketing and our audience kind of view type program that is used there for our ticketing. I apologize for having to bring you this information, but in the world of information technology, this does happen. It's very unfortunate, and we do apologize, but thank you.
Okay, thank you. Important note. All right, I'm going to open the, excuse me, Lisa?
Thank you, President Hurley. Bill, I have a question. Do you know where this company is located?
I'm going to pass that off. Casey, you want to hop up?
Hi, Casey. The only reason I'm asking, are they by chance located in Downey, California?
No.
No,
They are actually, their hub is in Canada.
Okay.
But we work with a young lady from Iowa, so it's branched through America as well.
Okay, great. Thank you, Casey.
Any other questions?
I
on
do.
this, Dick?
Do we have any idea at all of the scope of the volume that may be impacted? Yeah.
By the time this meeting this morning, sir, we didn't really get a chance to run through that case. I think as far as individual users that have been using that software program, buying tickets the month of February, I don't really have a solid answer to give you. We would, by the end of the day or by lunchtime, easily go back and do a little research on that.
Yeah, we can easily run reports, but time was a little bit limited, so we weren't unable to do full research to have full answers for you all.
Okay, any other questions? Okay, we're going to open the microphone. Thank you, Casey. We're going to open the microphone up for member comments. If you'd like to come up to the microphone and make a comment, complaint, although we frown on those. We prefer comments. Come up to the microphone, state your name and your rec number, and we will listen to what you have to say.
Good morning. My name is Tom Korsh, 110184. There's a rumor going around that a committee is investigating the possibility of switching the pool room to the place where the Lizard Bar is. This would be an economic disaster. It's unbelievable to me that it would even be considered. We would have to remove half of the pool tables, each table worth replacement value about $5,000, being able to sell them for maybe $500. So we'd lose probably $25,000, $50,000. Tearing up the carpet, doing the, putting in floors that are suitable for drinking and dancing, whatever, would cost many thousands of dollars. The electrical systems would all have to be changed. The lighting would have to be changed. And we would lose half of our tables, which would put us in a bind on the busy days, which are particular days like Monday, when we have two groups playing in league-type play, and there wouldn't be enough tables to do that. So we'd lose recreational opportunity. It seems to me the Lizard is a very popular thing. And here at Sun City West, anything that's free is very popular. I suggest that a better economic approach to this would be to restrict it to residents only, guests paying $5, and non-members or just the public at large paying up to $10, and a cover charge. This would pay for the bands. It would reduce the idea that we're subsidizing, people who don't go to the Lizard are subsidizing this, and there's no way that these costs could ever be recouped by the sale of beer and wine.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Do I need to sign here?
Yes, please, and your rec number. I'm going to have Director Vines, she's the chairman of our Sports Pavilion and Bowling Committee, address that, please.
Thank you, President Hurley. Let me just start off by, I think Tim has alluded to this many times, and we've heard it. Let me address your, rumors are exactly what they are, rumors, and I apologize for that, but we have never discussed moving Lizard Acres into the billiard room. I know that there was some discussion about moving perhaps the Wii bowling and the darts into there, and it would only be the removal of 3 or 4 of the billiard tables. But that was absolutely what it was, just a discussion, and we've gone no further. There's been no discussion into we've not looked into what the numbers, Barry is going to provide reports for us as far as the billiard room use. And then we've asked Carl to provide numbers for us as far as dollars on what we would need to do, what it would cost us to pull up carpeting and perhaps build a partition wall, and what the impact would be. So, but the discussion never was to move Lizard Acres itself into that room.
Let me just put this into perspective. One of the things committees do is they're basically a liaison between the board and the residents. And during committee meetings, there's a lot of what-ifs that come up, okay? During one of Director Vine's meetings, someone says, can we enlarge Lizard Acres, okay? That's where it started. That's what prompted this thing. There's nothing in the budget to enlarge Lizard Acres this year. Anything that would be done with a financial impact on all areas that would be affected. So we're not going to have the Lizard Acres people go take over the billiard room. That's not the intent of the amenities that we have. Okay, so I hope that answers your question. All right, sir.
My name is Paul Burrier, 113848, and I was at Mr. Rhodes' meeting on Tuesday about budget and finance. A lot of talk was about ways to save money. That was very informal to everybody, how the budget is developed and how it works. Now, they were looking at different ways to save money, and I did at that day bring up the idea of the lighting at the pickleball club, which now I understand it comes on at 4:30 in the morning, and that's to clean up the the bird droppings, and they brush it, and then Joe, I know Joe, he comes out and uses a leaf blower to clean up everything. And the idea is about the lighting. I know Mrs. Williams saw the other day, with the bad weather we've had, I see the lights are on, nobody's playing, and what's the use of the light? You want to save some money. They're not, I know there's 72 lights. Mr. Wilhelm mentioned that. Well, the other thing was, I was talking to my son. He lives in Dublin, Ohio, and they have a pickleball court to play at night. And the way they save on the electricity, on the lighting, if you're playing, a light would go on like a light, like on a siren, just to let you know, you have 5 minutes to press the button or the lights are going to go out. And this gives people, you can go over and press the button and the lights stay on. And I thought that was a good way to save some money. Is this a good place to bring this up?
General Manager sitting right here, heard
Okay.
everything you said.
Well, I hated to get up there. I didn't see Mr. Wilhelm. I would have mentioned to him.
There he is. He's
hiding. He's usually in the background. Where's Russ Boston? Yeah. Well, yeah, we don't usually have a big crowd like this, but I think I'm not, it's just a suggestion. I'm sorry.
Well, let me tell you this. A couple of years ago, the golf committee was doing a tour of the golf courses and went into the bathrooms, and the bathroom lights turned the switch on and it's on all day. So we made the recommendation to put the sensors in there so that when you walked in, the lights went out. When you walked out, the lights came down. So that's a worthwhile proposal that I'm sure will get good consideration.
I see Fry's works that way too in the evening. If you go through Fry's, you go down an aisle
Yeah.
and the lights are out, so they'll click on.
Okay, great idea, thanks. Carl, you want to address that?
Paul's always a good advocate for helping us be aware of those circumstances, and he's pretty factual. So in assistance to pickleball in their playing time, we had recently adjusted our hours to a 5 a.m. Cleaning time, so the lights do come on near 5 o'clock. We did receive some complaints to the blowing and early lighting, so in cooperation with the pickleball club, we've adjusted that back to a 6 a.m. time frame, so the lights are coming on just a few minutes before 6, cooperatively cleaning while some of the early players are playing. So we've made that adjustment. Not exactly sure why the time clocks are a little off for the afternoon rain event, but that has been looked in as of yesterday. So Paul, I appreciate your email and follow up on that. It's always a balance in trying to meet the club needs. Our facility is not exactly manned with a monitor outside in the evenings for lighting, so a little cooperation from the club, and we've been discussing this so that maybe if they don't need the whole courts lighted, that they could shut off some of the lights. So we're trying to find that balance and working on that. So thank you.
Okay, thank you, Carl. I think this is editorial comment number 4, but in the lobby of most of our facilities, there are comment forms. And if you have a concern or if you have a question, you can fill out a comment form. They go through a pretty good process of going to the facility manager, going to the general manager, and I even see all of them. And they do get answered. So if you have a concern, fill out a comment form, and there's a box that said, contact me or not contact me. So, all right, any more comments? Okay, seeing none, I'm going to adjourn the meeting at 9:27. Thank you.